All right, today we are going live to talk about designing seamless client experience all the way from sales to onboarding to retention. And the reason I'm talking about this is this is top of mind with several of my clients. So, bringing to you pretty much what we're talking about in some of our calls and some of the things that I'm thinking about and how I think about crafting these things. And what authority do I have to even talk about this? I worked from operations. I worked in all the like the not all the suites, but COO, CEO, CRO, CMO. Like I've played those roles, and I think the key thing that we don't that I learned is that it's all a client experience. It's a one unison line of client experience, all the way from your marketing to your sales interactions to your onboarding to the team meetings or the client team meetings to the retention of the client to their offboarding to their upsells to their referrals. It's all one unified experience, and we like to compartmentalize it because as us, like as a provider, you have different departments that service different parts of the experience. So you think, oh, we're all compartmentalizing these departments because everyone's working on different aspects or different technology. But in reality, for the client, it's one experience until it's not, unless it's choppy or there's some issues. So I think one of the things that I want to look at is a framework to look at this and why this matters, not just on your sales front, because selling, like closing a client or onboarding a client, actually begins on the first ad or the first outreach or the first email that they get from you. I'm not a branding person, so don't shoot me in the back for this, but that's essentially your brand. Like the experience they have in onboarding is the same, has to be the same brand experience that they have in clicking an ad of yours. And I know that's like, well, it's a lot of work, but that's the name of the game. But the framework that I want to give you is just looking at compartmentalizing not each step in the series. We just talked about those from marketing to onboarding or sales to onboarding to client relationship, retention, upsells, cross sells, um, referrals, and then from there offboarding. Because everyone offboards unless you're a SaaS and or you're a bank. Maybe you don't offboard until. Anyways, different story there. The framework that I want to look at is how do we design something in a frameworked approach? And these are three steps that I consider when we're looking at any aspect of those pieces of the client experience that could help you as you're designing or improving your client experience. Because uh, happy clients that get the two R's are relationship and results stay the longest. That equals LTV. If you can't build a good relationship and get results with them, then they're indifferent and they're in the zone of indifference, and they will leave depending if someone has a better offer or someone that they like working with has the same offer, might be the same price or more expensive, but they like working with them more than they like working you, then they leave. On the other hand, the other one's obvious. If you can't get results, no matter how much you chum them up and how many gifts you send them, they're gonna leave. Like results are the name of the game. But those are the two R's. When we're designing the experience, though, the frameworks that I like to look at are what are the big macro buckets of things that need to be true in that client experience. Let's say you're talking about onboarding, or maybe you're talking about on the sales experience. Like, what are the buckets of things that need to be true? And these are the things you look at inputs and outputs. What are the things that you need to have as a provider, or as a salesperson, or as an owner, founder, COO, CEO? What are the things that you need to have from the client for you to best service them? And how are they going to give you that information? So that's the first layer. What are the buckets and phases of the experience within that workflow that you're trying to enhance? From there, then you look at, okay, what's the data interaction? Are they giving this to us verbally? Are they calling a 24-hour hotline? Like legitimately, are they calling someone from your team to get sensitive information? Are they doing web forms? Are they doing everything via ClickUp or Basecamp or any project management software? How are you getting that information? And then the third is figuring out how are we going to leverage either technology or some of our staff to craft that experience. Because the nice thing is once you know what needs to happen, like what's the phased approach, then you know what's the data transfer to make sure that they have all the information that they need to feel confident, and we have all the information we need to take action. Then it comes down to the how. And I think a lot of in the errors that I see is we dive too quickly into what tool can do this, what tool can do that, versus what is the actual framework of the logistical approach. And I know this is a more of an operational segment live that I'm doing, but this is pivotal for every client interaction. This is pivotal for everything that you're doing on your marketing front. This is pivotal for everything you're doing on the upsell front and the LTV front. because my bet, and I don't have any data to substantiate this, so I'm betting on this, is that the client experience does dictate your LTV. Some of you might be agreeing with me, some of you might not be agreeing with me, but I do believe that how they experience you, if you do DM chats for them to go into a sales call, how they experience you there, the conversations that you have, the tonality that you have, how you show up on the phone call, how you show up to a Zoom call or to a Meets call, what the clothes that you're wearing, the background that you have, the tonality of your voice, the words that you use, as well as from the onboarding, the forms that they experience, the back and forths, the seamlessness, how you invoice, how you bill, etc. All that does influence the relationship, and that influences LTV. That's my bet, and I hope that this live can help you kind of compartmentalize the different parts of the experience, knowing that it's one experience for the client. But then second, also figure out a way to, if you're looking to optimize specific areas, looking at it from a frameworks approach of what needs to be true in that particular segment, what's the data transfer in between, and then looking at who or what, who is going to do this on the team, how are they going to do it? Or what, as a technology or a tool or an automation, is going to run this for us? And then how are they going to do that? That's the three-pronged framework approach that is top of mind for today's live. If you're enjoying these, please comment below or like it or give me some sort of feedback. A lot of my clients are giving me feedback, but I'd love to know everyone else who might be watching this. Just let me know. I'm doing these lives because right now there is a huge rise, and there will continue to be a huge rise of fake doppelgangers, and you can see I have 10 fingers here, not 12 or 24. Doppelgangers that people are creating with HeyGen and 11 Labs, which is totally doable. I can do that if you want. But I want to know your feedback too. Are you enjoying these lives? Are these useful for you? We go live Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern, again, to see is this valuable or should I just go full on AI? All right, that's the test, and that's the live for today. We'll see you tomorrow.